So please, whatever you do, please stop comparing your gear to the gear of somebody else whose budget is literally 10 times bigger than yours. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Deancothill and I'm really excited about getting into today's topic. One of the questions I get asked more often than not is, what camera should we buy? We're looking to get started, we're looking to build a photographic team or a video team, and which camera should we get? I'd like to introduce a principle to you that I like to call the 70, 80, 90% principle. We're going to have a look at these percentages, and then we're going to have a look at how these percentages rank with our rand value, or dollar value if you like, if you're watching abroad, our rand value here in South Africa associated to those principles. Now, when I was a student and you asked me, would I be happy with 70% on the test? Most of the time, if not every day of the week, I would say, absolutely, I'll take 70% on the test. I'm quite happy with that. When it comes to gear and when it comes to cameras and when it comes to lenses, we want 70%. It's going to cost you roughly 10,000 Rand to get to the ceiling of 70%. So you may be starting out, and so you might be getting 20 or 30 or 40% out of that camera to get you to the 70%, but it's going to cost you roughly 10,000 Rand. Canon has some remarkable starter bundles where you're going to get a DSLR with 2 or 3 little lenses, and that's going to cost you between 9 and 15,000 Rand, give or take. If you wanted to get up to 80%, on the other hand, that is going to cost you roughly 100,000 Rand. You're now looking at a larger camera body, and you're probably looking at 1 or 2 lenses that are going to do 2 different things. You might need a zoom lens like a 70 to 200, and you might need a prime, a 35 1.4 or a 50 1.4 or even a 50 1.8. Now you're getting quite specific about the lenses that you would like to use. And so you can see already that 10,000 Rand and 100,000 Rand is a massive jump. But it's only going to give us an extra 10% on the test. Now you might be asking me, well, Dean, how do I get 90% on the test? To get between 90 and 95% on the test, you're probably going to have to spend close to R1,000,000. And now we start talking about larger DSLRs or mirrorless cameras that literally cost 100,000 Rand just for the body. We then begin to look at other lenses, specific prime lenses, 35s, 50s, 85, 1.2s. We then start looking at 70 to 200, f2.8s, and before you know it, you're actually looking at spending between 500,000 and R1,000,000 Rand to get these kinds of shots that some of the people online are getting. So when we have a look at some productions that are being shot overseas or with large companies or large brands, we're not even talking just one camera. We're talking 3 or 4 camera bodies that cost 100,000 Rand each. And each of those have 2 or 3 specific lenses that do specific things. And that is going to get you up to 90 to 95%. So here we are in South Africa, and we've got give or take 10 to 15,000 Rand to spend on a camera with maybe 1 or 2 lenses and maybe a 50 1.8. We're going to spend about 15,000 Rand, and that, I believe, can get us up to 70%. Then there are some companies and some brands that are literally playing with millions of rands to buy the gear to create the content that they are creating. So please, whatever you do, stop comparing yourself to other brands or other companies or other communities that may be living in R1,000,000 Rand budget world. Stop comparing your production teams to those teams, because their budgets are literally 10 times, if not 100 times bigger than ours. I hope that you find that helpful, and I hope that you can find and settle in your heart a kind of peace around the percentage or the mark that you can aim for on the test when it comes to wanting to buy a camera, wanting to buy a lens, and maybe it's 70%, maybe it's 80%, but as you start climbing closer to 90 and 95%, there are some serious budget implications. I look forward to hanging out with you in our next video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to come along for the ride, please hit subscribe.